I don't want to be your nurse, just not your widow. By the end of this episode, you'll understand the quiet agony of loving someone who is self-destructive, the blurry line between caregiving and control, and why fear for someone's life can actually twist itself into rage, because love needs something to hold on to. This episode was inspired by a scene from 4 Seasons on Netflix, episode 5. What if I told you that the scariest kind of heartbreak isn't when someone cheats on you, lies to you, or even when they leave you? It's when they stay. It's when they stay, but they treat their own life as if it doesn't matter. When you're lying next to someone who keeps choosing danger over the future you're trying to build together. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Couch Tales, Why We Do What We Do, where we pull apart the unspoken emotional knots in modern relationships and name the mess with compassion. Today we're talking about a question that breaks people quietly. What do you do when the person you love doesn't love their own life enough to protect it? We're diving into the fear that looks like nagging, the panic that sounds a lot like control, and the kind of heartbreak that leaves no visible wound. Let's talk about Mateo and Julian. Mateo was the planner, the protector, the let's make the reservation 3 weeks early kind of man. Julian was wild-eyed and spontaneous, charming in a way that makes people forgive things fast. They were 3 years into a relationship when Mateo found a pack of cigarettes in Julian's jacket. Again. It was the 3rd time Julian had quit, and Mateo, who had sat next to him through 2 heart scares, a minor surgery, and a literal stent, just broke. "Why do you want to die?" he asked, tears already rising up, voice already too loud for the wine bar they were in. "Why do you party every weekend like you're still 24 when you're actually 54? He asked. Julian hissed, "Keep your voice down." Mateo shook his head. "I can't. I'm Italian." Then he quietly continued, "I am scared for you all the time. I check your meds. I cancel plans when you're too tired. And you just light up like none of that matters. You love smoking more than you love being alive with me." Julian snapped back. "I need space because you are watching me like I was already dying." And Mateo said, "I watch you because you won't." This is what we call vigilant grief. When someone is alive, but you live in constant fear of losing them. Not because of fate, but because of their own choices. This creates a trauma loop in relationships where one partner self-abandons, the other becomes the caretaker, resentment replaces romance, fear turns into fury, love starts to sound like a lecture. And here's what makes it so confusing. You're not mad they hurt you. You are mad that they won't protect themselves like you would. But over time, this turns your love into hypervigilance and theirs into avoidance. Because every check-in starts to feel like control and every boundary starts to feel like punishment. Mateo didn't want to be Julian's parent. He wanted to be his partner. But when someone is self-destructive, the people who love them become exhausted from carrying the burden of their survival. And when you're scared all the time, you stop being soft. You just get sharper. You say things like, "Why don't you care about staying alive? Do I matter less than your habits? Or what kind of partner does this?" And here's the hard truth. Sometimes the person hurting you isn't cruel, they're just careless. They actually care less than you do. Care less with themselves, care less with their future, and with the heart you handed them to hold. Julian didn't hate Matteo. He hated feeling like a patient. But Matteo didn't want to be a nurse. He just didn't want to be a widow. So, if you've ever found yourself shouting in public, not because you are angry, but because you are scared, if you've ever begged someone to stop hurting themselves and been told you were overreacting, if you've ever felt like you were the only one fighting for someone's life while they just continued with their bad habits, then hear this. Listen to me. You are not crazy. You are carrying more than your share. And no matter how much love you pour into someone, you cannot make them choose life. That is not your job. It never was. Your job is to love with someone, not for them. Because a partner who watches over you is a beautiful thing. But a partner who requires constant surveillance isn't ready to be trusted with your heart. So, until next time, beautiful soul, stay curious, stay kind, and stop mistaking vigilance for love. Before we go, let's look at some shareable quotes from today's episode. The scariest kind of heartbreak isn't when they leave. It's when they stay and self-destruct in front of you. I'm not mad that you hurt me. I'm mad that you won't protect yourself. You love smoking, then you love being alive with me. I don't want to be your nurse. I just don't want to be your widow. When fear becomes a full-time job, love starts to sound like control. I watch over you because you won't. If I sound angry, it's because I've been scared for too long. Your life matters to me, but I can't make it matter to you. Loving someone who won't choose themselves back is a slow kind of grief. And finally, your job is to love with someone, not for them. See you soon.